Today we're back with one more deck showcase, probably the last one for this expansion, for this throwback rotation season, since it's about to end soon. So before it ends, I'm just gonna go ahead and showcase this deck that I've been playing. I finished my GM climb a little while ago, so I've been playing this deck on the ladder now. It's honestly probably my favorite deck right now in this expansion. I don't know why, but it's just really fun to play. So this is the list that I'm playing. It's Puppet Portal, but yeah, I mean, most of these cards are, I think, pretty straightforward stuff. Lishana, I actually never got to play with Lishana because I just never picked up this deck while she was still in rotation though. When I finally got around to playing Puppet Portal, Lishana was already long gone, so now I get to play with Lishana. And then Alvila of Cosmos here is just here for fun. You don't necessarily need to run it. You can run more copies if you want. It helps against Bahamut. That's about it. I guess it also helps like when you just have like late game where you can just have a card you can play for a decent amount of effects. I mean, these are pretty solid effects, right? It just doesn't draw. Oh, it draws 2 cards. See, a pretty solid effect. This way you can run more copies if you want. I only have 1 copy, so I'm only running 1 copy. And then the rest of these cards are, I think, pretty straightforward stuff. The goal is just to use Orcus and Kirzael, I guess, to kill people. And then you have Summon Divine Treasure as well. Since you're a portal, you get to make use of this. Only 2 copies because this isn't as good as it is in Enhance, because you actually have to play the full 7 PP for the 7 Enhance effect, which makes it not as broken. So yeah, this is the list we'll be running today, so let's just jump into some games. So for the first game of the day, we are going against Portal. We are going first. Generally, I guess we just assume it's Enhanced as usual. For the mulligan, it can be a bit complicated and situational. The cards that I think I guaranteed keeps are Casim and Orcus, and then Metatron if you're going second. Other cards like Puppet Generators, like the Craftsman's Pride, Blooming Flower Door, and Auspicious Puppeteer. I think this kind of stuff you should only keep if you already see Orcus or some early game plays you can make. But usually they're most valuable when you get with Orcus. Other than that, it's better to look for Orcus, I think, because Orcus is a pretty powerful card that you do want to play. So early game we don't have much to do here. We just go ahead and use Metatron. Setting up Metatron here, we can protect our followers, and then next turn we can try to sneak in a cheeky Inauspicious Puppeteer, which we can hide behind Metatron to annoy them, I guess. Opponent's probably playing Enhance. Yeah, this is the Ironforge right hand, so this is definitely Enhance. Go ahead and trade into our Metatron here, which is fine. So we're going to play the Inauspicious, or we choose not to play the Inauspicious Puppeteer. I think it would have been fine, honestly. Let's play Inauspicious here, and then next turn play the Puppet into the Blossoming Flower Door, but I guess I'm saving it in case they play something annoying, like Uranus could be annoying here, I guess, which is what we would be worth saving Inauspicious Puppeteer for. But they just play Freya, so that's fine. Go ahead and play the Puppeteer here, and then get the Blossoming Flower Door out. The goal here is to go wide. Generally, we're going first against Enhanced Portal. The goal is to go wide to make it as uncomfortable as possible for them to play Cutthroat. If they're going first, they can just Cutthroat into the Ironforge right hand, but if they're going second, they can't do that. So we can try to force them into uncomfortable situations using this by going wide, but my opponent does just go ahead and play the Cutthroat here. That's fine. Go ahead and trade. And there's the Merciless Voiding as well, which will get rid of our Inauspicious Puppeteer. We have another one in hand anyway, so it's probably fine. Got the Lishana here. We could go Lishana here, but at this point I think I'm looking at going for the full 10 followers destroyed effect before I play her. Against Enhance, it's gonna be a longer game, so you can actually try to go for the full value there. Go ahead and just hit them in the face and pass. Hold on to our evil points. This deck is very hungry for evil points. And we don't necessarily have a lot of card draw, so even though we do want Olivia and Sylvia, we are not guaranteed to draw them, so it's best to play more conservative with your evil points with this deck, I think. We do go ahead and trade and clear our board here. We're at Lishana yet. We're basically at Lishana, so we can go ahead and so we pick up the Orcus here, we go ahead and fuse the Enhanced Puppet. Between whether to fuse Enhanced Puppet or Puppet, it depends, but in this case we have a bunch of pretty valuable cards to play in our hand anyway, so we probably don't have the PP to spend on an Enhanced Puppet, so we can go ahead and just go ahead and trade. Oops, did I resize the screen by accident? I should probably fix that. Alright, there you go. So we go ahead and play the Lishana and just evolve the Lishana here. Let me just go ahead and use this melody to make hand space. You can see my hand is very full, so we do need to make hand space. Then we go ahead and play the Arc. We do have less evil points than them now, but I think it's fine. We go ahead and use Burst Tackle to clear our Lishana, which is interesting. But since we have a free turn here, we can go ahead and just play Kill Zael. Kill Zael is just generally a very high value card you can draw into our deck as well, and then we just fuse into Arceus to make hand space. And go ahead and hit him in the face. Now they have to deal with this board. Enhanced Portal is deceptively bad against wide boards. I mean, of course they have a lot of very high value 2-cost cards, but they have to draw those, so... sometimes if you go wide, it can be surprisingly difficult for opponent to answer. But here they do have Iron Forge right hand, so they're going to go ahead and use that to clear my board. And they have Skewering Snare as well, which is interesting. But we're completely fine here because I believe we do have lethal this turn, so... let's see here, we go ahead and fuse... the Arceus, which will get her to evolve now. Go ahead and play her for her full evolve effect. Then we can go ahead and trade off the puppet, which will make our Lishana amulets cost 0. We can go ahead and use Craftsman's Pride to pick up puppet. We can just fuse here. It doesn't really make a difference if we fuse here, but we might as well, right? So we go ahead and fuse here, and then we go ahead and play Enhanced Puppet as well, and New Destruction along with the Evolved Puppet. With Arceus effect to give it Storm, it will be a nice lethal on this turn, so let's move on to the next game. For our next game here, we're going second against Rune. Rune is... I mean, it could be Spellboost, it could be chess. I haven't seen much Saphi, so I don't think there's much Saphi on ladder right now. Once again, we just look for our early game cards, Kasim and Arceus mainly. A bunch of high cost cards we can't necessarily play, so hopefully we pick out something more useful here. We've got a lot of Lishanas, we can probably just sync one on turn 4 at this point. Pick out a Metatron, we definitely want to use that to ramp, so I guess that's gonna be our turn 4 play. We just play the Inauspicious Puppeteer just to get something on board to start chipping away at them, I guess. Force them to spend some cards. And we can go ahead and use Merciless Voiding as well. And then just play the puppet to clear the Meltina. I mean, it might as well. We can protect our Inauspicious Puppeteer as well as this Ancient Artifact. My opponent does play Sacred Bird of Wisdom, which leaves the Ancient Artifact for us, which is nice. We can go ahead and use Metatron here just to clear their bird and also to ramp. And then just play a second Metatron as well just to protect this Ancient Artifact, which can hopefully go face next turn as well if it survives. We go ahead and just ramp. There's Meltina from them, which is fine. Generally, you want to be keeping track of how many spell boosts your opponent has done if you're like playing like seriously, but for some reason my opponent played Freya after those two, even though you know, she draws their lmao, so they probably want to play Freya like ASAP, but I guess it's fine. So since they left our Metatron alive, we're gonna go ahead and evolve the Metatron here again, and then we can play Oliver and Silva to get our evil points back so we can get another point of ramp here. Just to make our opponent very uncomfortable, we can... And there's the Magic Missile, which will clear our Ancient Artifact, which is fine. They have a Mari as well. And a Chakram Wizard, so they will be able to clear our board here, which is good for them, I guess, but... at this point, I think it's pretty hard for them to win with such a big PP difference. And there's a second Chakram Wizard, so they self-boosted a lot, so I guess Simael's probably coming next turn. You can go and use Miss Lishana here just to pick up one of these cards. Surprisingly, we're not at 10 followers destroyed yet. Oh yeah, because we spent 5 PP on Oliver Silva last turn, I guess. So we'll just go ahead and use Lishana's Evil effect to start getting the amulet up, as well as clearing their board. And then we can go ahead and play the Merciless Voiding as well, just to make a very annoying board for them if they can't kill me this turn, I guess. There's the third Meltina from them as well. I'm just gonna go ahead and get killed by the inauspicious puppeteer, and that's the crushing rain, which does miss the puppeteer, thankfully. And another crushing rain, which also misses the puppeteer. A bit of luck here, I guess. And there's the last Chakram Wizard they have, and they will use that to clear the puppeteer. Then go ahead and play Lmao here, which is fine, and then another Lmao, which is slightly less fine. And the Raining Blades, we might actually just die this turn. Definitely looking close to dead, but thankfully they stopped at 1 damage off, which means that we can play this turn, which means we can just kill them. So we go ahead and play the Lishana here. Go ahead and trade the puppet. And then we go ahead and evolve Lishana here to get more followers. And go ahead and trade the puppet off. Then we can go ahead and trade Lishana off as well. And then finally use Melodious Melody so that we can play both her amulets this turn that we have in hand. This is a nice Lishana lethal, no Orcus involved. So let's move on to the next game. Our last game here, we're going first against Blood. Blood can be a bit uncomfortable to play against because we do rely a bit on early chip damage since we don't have much burst. Unless things go really well. Go ahead and just keep the Kasim here. Kasim is just very strong. Probably one of the, if not the best 2 play point follower in the game, so definitely hold on to Kasim here, and then since we have a free turn, we just go ahead and use Craftsman's Pride to pick out our puppets. You rarely pick Forge Weaponry with this deck, although you can if you want to, but it's pretty rare. A Puppet Assemble is more useful late game when you have rarely 10, so we'll just go ahead and toss that back in the deck right now. Gonna pick up something more useful. Pick up a Kir Zaya, which might come in handy later on. But there's the Scorching Grandiosity from my opponent and the Howling Scream as well. So unfortunately they did manage to clear Kasim. Sometimes they just can't clear Kasim and you can run away with the game like early on, but in this case my opponent managed to clear the Kasim here. And here I fused on the regular puppet instead of the enhanced puppet because looking at my hand, we don't have much to spend our PP on anyway, so we might as well hold on to the bigger puppet. It might come in handy later on. And then we'll just take this time to build a little bit of a board using this Blossoming Flower Doll. There's the Maestro for my opponent, which is fine. Go ahead and pop that out. And here's our Metatron. And here I play the Inauspicious Puppeteer. I think this is a misplay. Probably should save it for next turn. As you can see from my hand, I don't really have a good play next turn, so leaving this to have something to clear that board next turn. For example, if they if they play Vite or something next time, I might actually be in trouble. Since they have a pretty wide and strong board, so keeping Inauspicious Puppeteer for that might have been a good idea, but I guess I didn't do that. There's the Scorching Grandiosity. Thankfully they didn't have Fight, but they do have Flower Rose here, which comes out. You go ahead and evolve the Flower Rose here. Get, I guess, the extra healing out of it. And then they do have the Devilish Flautist as well, which will finish off our Inauspicious Puppeteer, but thankfully this board should be clearable, so that's fine. Pick out a Metatron, that's pretty helpful. We can go ahead and fuse into Arceus here to help clear this board. Go ahead and trade off, and then we can trade off the Flower Doll and then use the Enhanced Puppet to finish off the Flower Rose. Heals them back to full, but what can I do about it, right? And then we'll go ahead and play this Metatron here just to block Valneric. We don't really want to give Valneric a free lane right to our face. So I'm gonna place the Maestro here, presumably to set up for Gyarados next turn along with Raging Commander. We go ahead, sorry, not Raging Commander, something like that. We go ahead and trade here, but since we have Arceus here, we can actually just lock their commander here, I mean their conductor here. Maestro here, so that they can't do anything with it. And then we can go ahead and use a puppet and evolve the puppet here just to deal as much damage as possible to face. With this, we put them down to 7, so or we don't put them down to 7, but with the Maestro, we put them down to 7, so if they don't heal, we can finish them off with Kir Zaya, but they do have Howling Demon, unfortunately, so they will be able to heal and answer our board to an extent. But thankfully, they don't have a way to clear Arceus here, so we just have a regular lethal with just evolving Kir Zaya, so yeah, that's it for this game, I guess. So those are the games I have for you today. Hopefully it gave you some idea of how this deck works. Obviously don't craft this deck if you don't already have the cards for it, because it's a very expensive deck, and we're about to go into a completely new set of 5 expansions like in a week. So if you don't already own these cards, obviously don't craft them, but if you own these cards and you want to try this deck, you can go ahead and try it. It's pretty fun, I think. Yeah, it's probably my favorite deck to play this expansion. It's not even that strong, it's like pretty weak actually, but something about it is just fun to play. So that's it for today's video. See you next time. Bye bye.